a lot of detail in the compensation plan. And at the end, we can, of course, have you guys ask any questions as well. But I first of all want to say welcome, everyone. Um, I'm very, very, very excited about this project. When we look at the type of product that we have to offer, and then we marry that with the compensation plan that we have for network marketers, this for me is has potential to be very, very big. I've been in the industry of networking for 12 years. Um, in 2018, I got introduced to Forex. So I've been trading Forex alongside building a network marketing business for the last 7 years. But in total, I've been a part of the networking industry for 12 years. My first 4 years, I never made more than $500 from networking. My second 3 years, which took me up to 7 years in total, I never made more than $2,000 in a month. So imagine 7 years in the industry, never made more than $2,000 in a single month. By year eight, I cleared my first six-figure income. That year, I made 120K. The following year, which was year nine, I made over 200K that year. And by year 10, which was 2024, I made over $1.2 million from this industry with a very similar product that you guys, of course, are exposed to, and a very similar compensation plan that you guys are about to see. Now, those are not income claims. Those are just facts of what happened and what I made. And I don't share that to impress anyone. I share that just so you know the power of this type of compensation plan. So let's get straight into it. I believe I need a request to share my screen. Myself and Bucky have known each other for, I believe, since 2018. I've known of her for a little bit longer than she, of course, knew who I was. And the fact that you guys are connected with her, someone that's very professional, somebody that has a lot of capacity, somebody that has a heart for people and has great leadership skills. You guys are definitely in the right place. I've been working for a long time to partner up with Bookie, and now that's finally happened. We're looking to do big things, very, very big things. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go through the compensation plan in detail. Okay. Our date must be, okay, I'm not too sure what is up with that. Okay, give me 2 seconds. Let me get this re-uploaded. It seems as though my computer is frozen. Let me refresh this. So what I'm going to do is pretty much go through the compensation plan with you guys, just to give you guys more of a detailed idea on, I'm sure you guys know what the numbers are, but giving you a detailed idea on what some of the requirements are to hit each position. I think that part is important. So let me share my screen. Okay, you guys are gonna have to bear with me in terms of the size, but just drop a two in the chat if you guys can see my screen. I'm gonna try and zoom in, but for some reason it's not. Let me find a zoom. All right, you guys should be able to see my screen. Okay, cool. We can work off this. I did want it to be full screen, but hold on. Let me see if I've got it here. Okay, so I've zoomed in a little bit. So you guys should be able to see this. Let me see if it makes a difference if I do a bit more. Okay, so I've zoomed in a bit. Okay, there we go. It's finally there. For some reason, it wasn't showing. Okay, cool. So this is the full page of the compensation plan. I'm going to take you through every column and break down exactly what everything means so you guys can get a very clear understanding, right? So, of course, the first column is paid as rank, right? This basically is the names of the different ranks. So you got executive, silver executive, gold, platinum, and elite. Those are the first 5 ranks in the platform. Now, the first position, executive, is not a it's not a quote unquote rank, right? Because you don't actually get paid every week. on this position. What executive basically allows you to do is to get a free subscription, right? So you guys can see over here on the right, it says four, no more. Okay. Once you register four people and you place two on the left and two on your right, 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 where this customer is going to be in what you call a holding tank. And you have 7 days to place them either on your left or your right. Okay. So it works out very, very simple. What I actually want to do is just quickly draw out a uh, an example of what this looks like, just so you guys can get a kind of a picture of the binary. For some reason, my screen is not sharing. Um, okay, so you guys should be able to see a whiteboard, right? So let's do this. Um, can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see a whiteboard? Let me know. On mine, it's still. Holding time. So let's use sponsor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people, right? They go into this holding tank, and from the day that they registered, you have 7 days to put them in your binary structure. Now, your structure looks like this. You have two legs, right? One and two. So what you will now do, which we show you, right, is you'll go into your tank, you'll take one person and you place them on your left. And we're going to show you how to do this. So that's one person gone. Then you go and take the next person and place them on your right, like this. Then let's say the third person, you will now place them below the first person. Because you can't place anyone below you now because the slots are taken, right? And let's say the fourth person, you place them like this. So you've got two on the left, two on the right, but they're below each other. The way the binary works is that you'll build in like one straight line. So you just keep placing people on the left and keep placing people on the right, right? So once you've done this analogy, you've got two on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're now four no more qualified, aka executive, which means the $185 that you're supposed to pay every month is now waived. Okay, so that's essentially the first position, which is called executive, but is you don't actually get paid, but you get a free subscription. So that $185 a month is now free. Okay, it's 185, but there's currently a discount in Africa. So right now it's temporarily 165, but at some point it will go back up to 185. Right. So that is the first position executive. Now, as long as you maintain two on the left and two on the right and they're active, you will be four no more qualified. Okay. Then executive subscription, you'll make 700. Your four no more is actually done. It's only for the first rank executive where you have access to a free subscription. So let's speak about now the tabs. So the second tab is total personally enrolled people. This means the requirement is how many people you've registered since the beginning of you starting, whether they're currently active or not, right? So for Silver Executive, in order to hit this position, From the day you joined, you have to have sponsored yourself a minimum of 4 people, which for you to go four no more, you're going to do that anyway. So that's already going to be ticked off. Now, active personally enrolled just means how many people need to be active, which means they're currently subscribed on a package in your group. You can see you need 2 on the left, 2 on the right? Which you would have already done that to hit executive anyway, because executive is 2 left, 2 right? Active personally enrolled points, you need 2 on the left, 2 on the right. Now, why is there 2 columns, right? Why is there 2 columns? Because some packages, because we have different packages, we've got products, we've got travel, different stuff, give you different points. But just to not confuse anyone, the package that we're promoting, which is $185 a month, currently 165 on a promotion, gives you 1 point, right? So one person equals 1 point, just so you guys can understand. But if you start selling any products, because we do have physical products as a company, then obviously the point system is going to be different. But in terms of trading on the 185 package, one person equals 1 point. So these 2 columns are exactly the same. They're actually no different for those that are promoting trading, right? So you need 2 on the left, 2 on the right. Now, here's where it changes. You need 7 on your left and 7 on your right to hit silver executive, right? 7 on the left and 7 on the right. Now, the good thing is, and I'll share the whiteboard again. The good thing is the 7 don't need to come from you directly. Okay, the 7 on the left and 7 on the right does not need to come from you directly. So as my screen loads, I'll manually explain it and then I'll draw it out. Let's say I recruit Ammo. I know we have Ammo on a call. I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. And Ammo, I place him on my right leg. Okay, so I'll draw this out. So this is me. I recruit Ammo. I place him on my right leg. And then I recruit Ola, right? I recruit Ola and place Ola on my left, right? Now, let's say Ammo goes and brings in 6 people himself, right? And Ola brings in 6 people himself. That is a total of 7 people on my left and 7 people on my right. Now, I did not bring in those 7 people myself. I brought in Ammo and I brought in Ola, and they brought in the rest, right? So those 7 people you need, the great thing is it doesn't need to come from you directly. It can come from your organization. As long as you've met these requirements that you personally have 2 people on the left and 2 people on the right, the rest can come from other people in your team, which is very important. Now, here is a very good thing to realize as well, which I'll draw out. One of your legs, right? Whiteboards, new whiteboard. One of the legs can actually be what we call spill over, right? So let's say this is you. You need 7 on the left and you need 7 on the right. This leg, 100% of the requirement can actually come from your upline, right? Can actually come from your upline. So I'll show you how this looks like, just so people can understand, because sometimes people get confused at how does my upline place people below me. It actually happens naturally, organically. For example, let's say this is me. As I'm placing people, I'm going to be doing this, right? Let's say this is me. Then the next person that I recruit, I'll place them here. Just imagine these are all my personal recruits, right? Just imagine these are all my personal recruits. Every time I sign someone up, what I'll do, I'll either place them on the bottom right or the bottom left, right? Anytime I sign someone up. So just imagine I'm signing up customers myself, and this is how the placement will look, right? Then I'm going to give you an example of what spillover means. Okay, let's just imagine there's one more person in between here, right? So that's how it will look. Now let's just say, um, let's pick someone. Let's say King. Let's say this first person on my top left is King, right? Now, because King started early and he was the first, everyone else that I brought in after King is now automatically below King, right? Because I'm placing everyone in one line. So everyone that I brought in after King is automatically below King. So King organically, just by being early, now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people below him in one leg. This is what you call spillover because King did not place these people there. It was me as the upline. But the compensation plan says one of your legs can be 100% spillover, meaning your upline can place as many people as they want in one of your legs. The other leg, right, this leg, so King's right leg, needs to come from King's enrollment. Okay, so if King brought in Sarah, and then Sarah brought in James, and then, this blew up, and there was eventually 7 people. Now, King has hit the rank. One leg was spillover, but the other leg has to be him, right? So essentially, just to put it in layman's terms, 50% of the requirement of the rank needs to come through your enrollment, and the other 50% can come through spillover, right? So if you want to hit, the rank of silver executive, it's 7-7. At least 50% of the rank requirement needs to come from you. The other 50% can be spillover if you're fortunate enough to be in that sort of position, all right? So I hope that is currently making sense. It actually take place as a silver executive. You don't really need to know about EQV. But as you can see here, this is the paid position, right? So to get to silver executive, you need to have brought in 4 people since you joined, which you're going to do anyway to hit the first position. 2 need to be on your left, 2 need to be on your right, which you would have already done to hit the first position. And then as a total customer requirement, you need 7 on the left, 7 on the right, and that's it, right? As long as at least half of the 2 came from your enrollment, then the other half can potentially come as spillover. That is all the requirements you need. You hit 700, okay? Now, gold executive. This is where it changes a bit now because you need to have sponsored 8 people personally since the day you joined. A minimum of 8 people. This column is important because it stops people from just getting lucky, and just going out there sponsoring 1 or 2 people and then their team blows up, right? So you need to have some strengths in customer acquisition. So 8 people in total since the day you joined. They do not all need to be active, but you need to have sponsored 8 paid customers from day one. But out of the 8, at least 4 need to be active, always. Just like the previous ranks, 2 on the left, 2 on the right. Then for here, you need 15 team members on the left, 15 on the right. Again, they don't all need to come from you. Only 4 of them needs to come directly from you, right? And then you hit the position of 1,000. EQV does not matter in this with this rank, so we don't need to go through it yet. One more thing that I forgot to mention, okay, is to unlock spillover because you can actually have 5 personally enrolled customers. That means you need to.
Can you hear him,
You
guy?
have five customers yourself. Sorry? Okay, I think she muted. Okay, so yeah, the five customers are for unlocking your spillover, which is very important. So platinum executive is where the EQV comes in place. So I'll explain EQV now. So total personally enrolled, you need to have enrolled 10 people yourself, but they don't all need to be active. You just need to have enrolled 10 customers that paid from day one. Out of the 10, at least four need to be active, two on the left, two on the right. And again, if you're trying to unlock spillover, then you need five active customers. So let's say three on the left and two on the right, right? Or three on the right and two on the left. Now you need 40 customers in each leg to qualify for the rank. And then there's 65% EQV. What does this mean, right? I'll draw it out again just so uh, it's easier to understand. And then I'll come back to this document as well. So EQV just again helps the compensation plan because it is quite aggressive and it stops people from again just getting lucky. So I'll give you an example. Let's say this is me and my upline places 40 customers in my left, right? And let's say I've got two of my own customers on my left. Because remember, I need to meet the requirement of two left and two right, right? So let's say I've got 42 customers on my left, but my upline placed 40 of them. That is completely fine. Because remember, spillover, the whole leg counts, right? But let's say on my right leg, I sponsor Bookie on my right, okay? And Bookie brings in 40 customers. Now, on paper, I've done 40 left, 40 right, which is the requirement for 2,000 a month. But I will not be a 2,000 a month earner because of what we call EQV. EQV basically means from my personal enrollments, right? Each enrollment counts for 65% of the requirement on that leg. What does that mean? If I bring in Bookie and my requirement for my next rank is 40 people, I can't get all the 40 just from Bookie working. Only 65% from what Bookie's done is going to count, meaning 26 people was 26 is 65% of 40 is what would count from Bookie. What what this stops is someone just getting in a good position because they joined early. They have spillover from the upline. They recruit one superstar and they do nothing. And they just keep ranking up. In order to keep ranking up, I would need to sponsor somebody else outside of Bookie, which makes up for the 40, right? So 26, that means I would need to sponsor somebody else. So let's say I sponsor Daniel. I place Daniel below Bookie. Daniel gets 14 people. Now I hit the rank, right? So even though I've got more than 40, because 40 plus 14 is 54, I've only just hit the rank because they're only counting 26 from one enrollment, right? Now, it may sound a bit complicated. Hopefully you guys are getting it, but majority of people don't even worry about this because the way we build, we don't rely on one person. Like the way we build, we're recruiting, multiple people. So no one should have an issue with this. but it's just good to be there to sustain the comp plan, right? So that is EQV, right? That is basically what it means. And you can see it tells you as well the number. So 26 people can count from one. The good thing is though, one whole leg could be spillover, no problem. Like there's no EQV on spillover. It could be 100% from your upline. But your other leg, that is where EQV now kicks in. Okay, that is where EQV kicks in. So elite executive, you need 12 total. You need 3 on the left and 3 on the right. So now you need 1 more on each leg. You need 125 customers each leg. You're making $5,000 per month. So long as no more than 65%, which is 81 people, which is quite a lot, can come from one enrollment, right? But the rest needs to come from, it doesn't need to be just one other person. It could be multiple other people that make up the other 35%. So it doesn't need to be one other person. It could be 35, other people who make up the numbers, right? But as long as one person that you bring in can have a maximum of 65% of the overall 125. Then you got director. You need 16 people in total, 3 left and 3 right, 250 left and right, 10,000 a month. Again, it's still 65% EQB. Sapphire, 16 in total, 4 on the left, 4 on the right, 450 each leg, 65% EQV, which means 293 can come from one of your enrollments, 15,000 a month. Emerald Director, 16 in total, 6 left, 6 right, 65 on each leg, 25,000 a month. And again, 406 can come from one enrollment. And the rest is just very self-explanatory. 16 in total as diamond. You need 8 on each leg, maintained. 1 250, 1 250. Again, 65% EQV, which is 813 that can come from one enrollment, 50,000 a month. And you got blue diamond, same thing. 16 is the maximum you need, right? But here you need 16 active. So 8 on each leg, 2,500 on each leg. Then it goes down to 50% EQV. So a maximum of half the rank can come from one of your enrollments, but the spillover could be unlimited, right? $100,000 a month. So that is basically in detail the compensation plan. I hope the way I broke it down allows things to make a little bit more sense. I definitely recommend go over the comp plan in detail. The best way to learn is to teach it. So maybe explain it to Bookie so you can get it. Explain it to your peers. Explain it to your teams until you really understand it. It's a very simple compensation plan. There's not much to it, but it's very important just to understand some of the requirements. So Bookie, I hope that helps. I'll hand it back to you. And if there's any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I know you went through this with me personally when we met one-on-one, but I tell you, I've grasped it. I'm ready to roll on this. I can actually teach this now. Thank you so much for your time, Bells. I'm just going to open up the floor for questions now, guys. We have just 4 minutes to go. I'm just going to open up the floor for questions. If you have questions, you can type it out in the chat box or just ask to unmute yourself, ask for the permission to unmute yourself, and I'm just going to give that to you very quickly, and then we will call this a day. I've recorded it, so the recording will be available for everyone to play over and over again, and of course, to send to your team members as we duplicate. So questions, guys, if you have a question, you want to speak up, just put your hands up and I will unmute you. Questions, guys. Does this mean that Premium Bells has done a very, very good job? She's been able to break it down in a way that we all understand. Fantastic compensation plan. fantastic compensation plan compared to where I am coming from. Okay. AY, I've asked you to unmute. There's a question from AY, and I've asked you to unmute. You're muted, so take it away, bro.
Okay, so thank you, Mrs. Oboye. Thank you, Bells, for very insightful, and I think it's clear enough. I just need to make clarification relating to uh, is it the EQV now? That part where you say we need to maintain active customers, right? That the for the points and so does it mean the account has to be purely a customer account, or is it a partner who has an active product account? Does that count? Is- I don't know. Can you hear me?
I think the network is really bad. Network is really
Oh,
bad from my end. I couldn't hear you, but I don't think that had anything to do with it. I don't know if Bells could hear you. I'm going to unmute him now. He probably heard you, but he was muted. So I'm going to unmute him now so he can respond. Bells, can you unmute
I
yourself,
heard
please?
what you,
Hello?
yeah, I heard what you said. I was just muted.
Okay.
Hello,
okay.
can you
No,
guys hear me?
we
Yeah.
can hear me. We can hear bells. Um,
Okay.
Mrs. Bookie, we can hear bells.
Okay, no problem. So it sounded like your question was in relation to unlocking a spillover, right? In order to unlock spillover, you need five active customers that that are not affiliates. They don't have an affiliate kit. They are just purely customers, right? So to unlock spillover, you need to maintain five customers. It doesn't matter if they're on your now requirement, which is uh, this one, two on the left, two on the right. This requirement here, it doesn't matter if they have an affiliate kit, right? So to meet this requirement, that you need two on the left, two on the right, they can have an affiliate kit, no problem, right? They could be a customer and an affiliate. But the requirement to unlock spillover, there need to be five pure customers